to stop distracting him.
How do you think, David? Where is the border of bad jokes?
Yes. Well, especially Irish people are very insecure. And then I say, oh, come on, you try putting a horny baby to sleep. It's ridiculous. The men in Ireland are like little chihuahuas, you know. What? You see, they're not killing you. Applaud myself.
Well, good time of the day, ladies and gentlemen. You watching Underground Stand-Up Podcast. There is Alex Kachura, Dmitro Білоус, and straight from Ireland, David McSavage.
Yeah. Actually, I think that I shouldn't applaud myself. I see Americans do that a lot, and really, it's very annoying. You know, they say, and Dimitri, and Dimitri, like, you know.
But what does it mean? That the host was so good that you cannot do not applause. Yeah.
Yes.
David, how are you doing in Ukraine?
I love it. Great, very beautiful. I've traveled from Lviv, all these towns, Ivano-Frankivsk and Chernivtsi, and beautiful, very nice. I've never been to Ukraine before. Very civilized, beautiful terraces, lovely food. In Vinnytsia, I hadn't noticed, but like suddenly I realized how beautiful the women were. Mm-hmm. And I was standing there and I'm going, fuck off. No way. Whoa. What? Fucking hell. Like every third woman. I'm like, geez, that's amazing. Because Irish people are ugly. I'm Irish and we are an ugly people. We are ugly. And I notice you're not going, no. You're just agreeing with me.
No, actually we were not going to.
Yeah, no. So we're ugly. But in Ireland, I am attractive. Thank you. But yeah, I know. So anyway, but actually, do you know what? I came across the border in Kursawa from Poland to Ukraine, and there was this border, and there was all these Ukrainian soldiers, and mama, these guys, I'd never seen men like them. They had this expression on their faces, like they'd fucking kill you. Like they weren't going to kill me, but they just had that look where they were scary. I've never seen men like them in Ireland. These guys are tough guys, really muscular, but they have this facial expression, like they're serious. And I'm looking at those guys and I'm thinking, you wouldn't want to get into a fight with those type of guys. So I'm just saying that it's very unlikely that Russia will succeed in taking over Ukraine unless he drops a fucking nuclear bomb.
And how do you think, David, the Ireland and Ukraine, very different countries?
Yeah, because Ireland has been living in peace for a long time, so we're very soft. We're not as tough as Ukrainians, and a lot of stuff in Ireland doesn't work as well as Ukraine. Very tech-savvy country here, but we had our problems up in the north of Ireland for many years with the British. But that tells you, like the British and how big their army was, they could never really overcome the IRA in the north of Ireland. And so I'm just saying that I hope this war doesn't go on for as long as it did up in the north of Ireland. But yeah, the Russians, I think, I was talking to actually operator Starsky yesterday, and he has a YouTube channel, and he was anyway, he was defending Ukraine in the front lines. But he said that Putin would not have invaded if he didn't think he was definitely going to win in a few days. He was sure that he was just going to roll over the country.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So
Putin,
I think the Russian army are surprised that they thought they were much better than they actually are.
Yeah.
And my God, you guys, hats off to you, incredibly courageous people. So it's genuinely an honor to be sitting here with you at this time in your history. And we're fellow comedians. Some of us are better than others.
Alex, your turn.
Alex.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask, what are the Polish soldiers at the border compared to Ukrainian soldiers?
Well, look, I didn't see. I saw Polish border guards. They're different to soldiers, but I saw actual. I mean, Polish guys are tough, But there's something about the Ukrainian look. There's a look in the eyes. It's maybe not with you, Alexandra. But there's a certain look that Ukrainians have where it's, there's something dormant behind the eyes. It's kind of like they'll kill you. I mean, obviously they don't want to, but if pushed, so your country has been invaded, you're fighting for your independence, and everybody is united and everybody is not confused. They know exactly what they're fighting for. So it's incredible just to, I mean, you're probably used to it, but I haven't seen that in other countries. So we're the men in Ireland are like, little chihuahuas, woof, woof, yep, yep. Whereas here the men are like, they're like wolves, That's what I think. So
I think that the more you go to the east of Ukraine, the more such gonna kill you type people you're gonna see.
And it's not, you see, they're not killing you because they're enjoying it. I think they're killing you, it's not personal. They're just killing you because they can do it and they're good at it and they're defending their country. I was talking to this guy, Operator Starsky, and he was just talking very mad. I'm going to put on a Ukrainian accent. I'm surrounded by Ukrainian people. I don't think this is a wise thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. And he was just very matter of fact. And he was almost talking like he was doing gardening or telling you how to cook a thing or stew. And he's just saying, yes, 35 helicopters came by and they dropped the special forces from Russia and the Ukrainians came in and what do they call the airborne troops? And fun fact, they all died. So he's talking about a war. He's talking about an interaction between Ukrainian soldiers and Russian soldiers, and they hunt. He said the Ukrainian soldiers hunted these guys all night. So these Russians were supposed to be the top Russian soldiers, the elite. Mm-hmm. And then he said that the people fear the Russian army or the Soviet army, and he reckons because Ukrainians were in the Soviet army. So like, as long as it doesn't turn into a nuclear war, there's no chance. But it's terrible that your country's in this situation. It's terrible that we have to be talking like this.
And do you think it's gonna turn into a nuclear war?
I fucking think so. I mean, look, here's the thing, right? So you have 100,000 troops on the border, and people before Putin invaded, they were saying, "Do you think it's going to be a war?" Well, yeah, probably, because he's got 100,000 troops. So he's got 1,400 nuclear warheads. And you see, this is the other thing. Like, we're trying to think what it's like to be him using our life experience. Like, I've never had any fucking money, right? I don't have wealth. I have no power. I have anger, but impotence. I'm impotent. Whereas you look at Putin, he's been in power for 20 years. Total power. He's the wealthiest person on the planet. He has an army at his disposal. And we talk about power corrupting absolutely. I mean, these are words, but they're tried and tested experiences. People, when you have that much power, it fucks your brain. So he's probably there going, right, just if Russia can't exist the way I want it to exist, I don't know. It's very odd. He might drop a nuclear bomb.
I hope if Putin will start nuclear war, I really hope that these nuclear bombs they position very far from Ukraine on the east of Russia, and they will detonate but didn't fly. I hope it will be like something like this. I hope that he didn't use it.
But the terrible thing also is I have two sons, Jack and Daniel. Jack is 22, Daniel is 28. And all these young men on both sides fighting in this war and losing their lives. That's a real tragedy. And all the mothers and fathers that are worried, sick about their sons, their Dimitris, their Alexis, their Bogdans and their Romans, because everybody in Ukraine is called Roman. But so like, so it's just beyond sad. It's heartbreaking. I mean, you young guys shouldn't be thinking about this sort of stuff, but here we are.
You said that you don't have money, yeah?
Yeah.
That's because you're a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
So we should. Do you think we have money sometime?
Well, no. You know, the thing is, maybe you look like you're gonna be rich.
And what about us? Me, Dimon? No?
I'm detective.
Well, listen. No, I was talking to your other Ukrainian, Anastasia, and I was saying that, if you really like, what do you want? What do you want? Out of stand-up comedy? Do you know? Like, to me, when I was starting off, all I wanted was validation. I just wanted attention. I felt like I didn't exist because daddy didn't like me.
Actually,
so
it seems to me that most of the people who do stand-up, they do it for validation and for attention, not for money.
yes,
I'm
and
pretty sure
I
about
think, okay, right.
Що таке validation?
Признание.
Yes, thank you.
Визнання.
But then there are other comedians who, you know, have goals. They want a TV series, they want a something, they want a this, they want a that, and they approach it like a career, and they get an agent and they work towards it, which is a great thing to do. And I think at some point you're going to have to do something like that, like get a TV show going or get a something, so that you get famous enough to be able to sell tickets and make some money and buy your house and get a lovely wife and have your children.
And dog.
But it seems to me that if you just want to do this just to get those goals, but you're not really interested in, you're gonna burn out very soon.
Say that again? Don't to stop distracting him. That's terrible. We
It's
are very
okay.
easy.
It's
It's
like
okay.
I just see with my...
I know, and it's awful. Yeah,
side vision that
you know what it was?
something
He
huge
sensed
is-
you were going to say something brilliant, and he didn't like it, and he got jealous.
No. I like everything what Alexander want to say, but I want he's saying it's straight to microphone.
Actually, I forgot what I wanted to say.
No, you were saying that people will burn out.
The train has left.
No, the train has. You were saying that you think people will. You were saying you think people will burn out if they're just working.
If they just keep doing it, but they are not really interested in it anymore. I mean, if they don't love just going on stage, no matter.
Well, listen. I think one of the motivating factors for me at the start, like I'm talking about 30 years ago, was a pathological desperation for attention. You know, I just needed, and I saw people on stage with a microphone holding, 100 people's attention, and and they'd all laugh, and it was all. And the other thing is, when people are looking at you and they're laughing, in that moment they definitely like you, right? And so because I'm massively insecure. Well, especially Irish people are very insecure. We are desperate for people to like us. We really want you. So when Irish people are interacting with each other, when they're talking with each other, and when they're saying goodbye, they always want to say something funny at the end. So it's like, Dimitri, anyway, sure, look at Dimitri. They have to say some bullshit like, Dimitri, I hope a nuclear bomb doesn't, whatever. Like they're desperate. So if Dimitri laughs, oh, Dimitri likes me. Whereas English people, they don't care whether you like them. They know who they are. They're very secure. I know who I am. I'm English. We're the best. We're a great country. Hello. Goodbye. And they're not desperate for you to like them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what attracted me to. I first time I saw it was Richard Pryor. Amazing. But then as you go on and you work, then it suddenly, it's like you come out of the closet, as it were, and suddenly, oh, this is what I am. I'm a comedian. And so I kind of like now I approach it like a good carpenter. Go in, do the fucking job, and get the fuck out. And don't start. Although it's very hard when you do a really shit show. It's a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it? isn't it? Yeah. Well,
Dmitry, your turn.
Dimitri, let's talk about the shit shows you. Sorry, guys, I'm talking too much.
Do you have something to say or something to ask Dimon?
Sorry,
Alex, why do you ask him about it? You have personal experience about it. You have questions about it.
About bad shows. Having bad shows.
No. Before about burnout and
burning out.
About burning out. Yeah, I have experience about burning out, but it's not related to comedy. Comedy is where you just have a rest from burning out from other areas of your life.
Oh, do you mean burning out because of the job you were doing?
Yeah, I mean that just if you don't like doing something, you're gonna burn out.
It's funny, you're talking about burning out and your glasses. It looks like while you burnt out, you smashed your glasses.
Actually, it happened like that.
No, it didn't.
It is.
Jesus Christ. It's kind of a cool look, though. I like it. Yeah, I want to get that look.
I can burn out one more time.
Oh, no. So you burned out, do you mean just the repetition of your job and you worked too hard?
Yeah, if you just work too hard, or if you do a lot of stuff which loads your head.
I did that once when I was playing the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and I did about 25 shows in a row. And then maybe the 17th, 19th, 20th show, you're on stage. And so it's almost like your consciousness sort of leaves your brain and your spirit sort of looks down on your body, and suddenly you're questioning. It's a very odd, existential, uneasy feeling. But that's the other thing about stand-up comedy. If you don't do it regularly, you have to do it a lot. You know, because if you like during the fucking pandemic, like I didn't do comedy for 7 or 8 months, and then I came back on stage. You know, what? And the people looking at you, and you go, "The fuck are you looking at me with all that expectation?" Like, you know, it's horrible. It's weird, but so you have to do it every day, or you know, you have to do lots and lots and lots of shows, and just become, you know, where you don't think about it. You're just on stage, and everything is there, and you know what I'm trying to say.
And I have a question. If you do a lot of shows, does it happen to you that when you say the same joke or the same text, you say it without like even being into the text, without realizing that you're saying something? Well, your mind is somewhere else and you're just keeping saying the joke.
Well, that's what I mean about, you know, approaching it just like a good craftsman. You know, I think most of the audience haven't seen you before, or you know, and they're maybe hearing the joke for the first time. So it's about them and their experience. So do you mean that when you're saying jokes, the same thing so many times, it makes you feel dead inside or something?
No, I mean when you're just saying them, but at the same time you're thinking about something else. And doesn't often happen to you.
What would you be thinking about?
I don't know, like what I'm gonna
say next,
have for dinner tonight, or
well, that's the
or you just think about the reaction of people, and you do not care about what you say. You care about what people are thinking about you. For example, you saw some odd guy who's looking at you like he's gonna kill you, some Ukrainian military man.
Yeah, well, no, but that's an interesting. I think when you're if you're very match fit and you've done lots and lots of shows and you're on stage and you're talking, and the only thing I'd be thinking, it'd be like chess, you know, there'd be lots of ideas going, will I go for that one? You know, what'll I say? But I wouldn't be thinking about what did I have for dinner or something like that. Or maybe I would be. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Who knows what you're sometimes what you're thinking. Huh?
So I have a question. How do you think, David? Where is the border of bad jokes? Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
Offensive jokes, maybe.
Yeah, offensive jokes. Because.
Well, have you ever been? Yeah. Okay, go on. Have you ever been offended by a joke?
Yeah. It was a few days ago, and it was the first time.
Okay.
Because before this time, I thought that the jokes can be about everything. but
Everything.
everything. But a few days ago, to me texted Charlie Hebdo. Yeah,
Charlie Hebdo, yeah.
Yeah, you know this
French guys.
French magazine.
Yeah.
With the caricatures of this. And they want to talk about humor on war. Yeah,
In wartime.
stand up on wartime, and we saw their caricature about bombing Mariupol, about pregnant house. Yeah,
What house?
pregnant house in Mariupol was bombed.
Hospital.
Sorry, a hospital, a pregnant. I mean, a ward. Sorry, yes. I mean, a ward for pregnant women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Charlie Hebdo do some caricature. I want to show it to you.
Yeah.
And and first time in my life, I think, oh, it was too much.
Yeah.
And we decided to didn't have a interview with them.
Yeah.
So
What you mean you decided not to have an interview with them?
Because it was too much.
Maternity hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Maternity is bombed in Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah, it was bombed.
Cette fois, this time, what does it say? Les Russians poussant et le bouchon trop. I don't understand what this says.
Me too.
I don't understand the point of it. So you have Russian.
No,
Maybe it says this is a very bad caricature and we will never post it.
No, but what?
I
does it
have
say?
a transcription. Just a second, guys.
Because I want to know what point. I mean, what's the point?
Alexander, tell us in English this.
It's like the maternity hospital bombarding in Ukraine. This time Russians push the trigger too far.
Yeah, it's not funny though either.
Yeah, and
hang a second. Yeah, like listen, I think those French guys. It's listen. The Islamic thing. They're highly sensitive. Now that's like I wouldn't go there with jokes because I've met very religious people. I mean, I'm not willing to risk my life for a fucking joke. I don't know. Are you? I mean, freedom of speech. It's a great concept, but if there's somebody there going, if you say that, I'm going to fucking say, I'm going to or I'm going to punch you. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But I think the Charlie Hebdo thing. I think because of what they're I think they're trying to be controversial. That doesn't seem to me to be funny. It's not like, it's just like, oh, come on, guys. It's quite immature, isn't it? It's actually immature, isn't it? And gross or something.
So how do you think? Did I do correct choice?
Oh no, I think you should. I actually. What's Anastasia said? What is it? You punch high, I punch low. What did you say?
When they go low, we go high.
So when they go low, we go high. The thing is, maybe it is good to talk to them in a very cool Ukrainian way and say, guys, what point were you trying to make there? What point were they trying to make? Can you tell me?
I think they like trickster. Do we have this word in English?
Yeah, trickster. Yeah.
Yeah, they like a trickster. Try to притянуть.
Provoke.
Provoke,
They'd like to provoke.
Yeah, but what
get people's attention?
But
Yeah,
what is it?
provoke and get people's attention.
Yeah, but it's easy to do that. Like, we can all come up with horrible, disgusting, sick, vile shit. But we're supposed to be comedians. I mean, usually when people are complaining about comedy, what they're really saying is, we didn't find what you said funny. Because if people find stuff funny, they're not going to complain about it. But of course, the thing is, with the cancel culture now, like, some people are so arrogant that because they don't like what you've done, they think that nobody else should listen to Alexei, and they're making a decision on behalf of everybody else. It's very, Do they think they're like the king? Do they think they're royalty that we should all? Oh, if you are offended, then we should, you know. But I think something like that. Well, I don't understand what their point was, but it's just kind of gross, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But so you felt offended because of the situation you're in.
Yep. Because we can do jokes about war, but we cannot do jokes about tragedy of Ukrainian nation, yeah, or killing of pregnant women, yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much. Because it's real. It's the first time I feel this. Because before this moment, I thought you can joke about everything.
What do you think, Alexis? Alex.
Just Alex.
Alex. Sorry. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I think it's first of all, this thing is just too fresh, and the pain is too fresh for us to joke about that. Maybe if it was maybe 10 years later.
What do you think, Charlie Hebdo? What point are they making?
I think
they're trying to make a joke.
Just trying to make a joke of the maternity hospital. Like,
are they trying to make? Is the object of
I think
ridiculing
it's
that?
just a stupid joke.
Is the object? Are they trying to show how? What's that?
It's okay.
What is that?
We're in a safe place.
Are they trying to show how barbaric the Russians are? Is that the joke? Anyway,
I hope that the main point is to show how barbaric the Russians are.
But the fact that we're questioning it.
But the way they showed it, it's also pretty hard for me to understand what exactly.
Well, it's almost like I think some people are kind of suicidal. It's almost like they want to get people to react to them in a violent way to show how brave they are or something. I mean,
maybe in some way with this caricature they wanted to show that like they decided to use missiles against women who make no danger to the Russian nation. But the way of expressing this is very strange, and it's not clear for everybody.
Yeah, God, that's fucking sucked the atmosphere out of the room now talking about that stuff. Have you been offended by a joke?
No.
Yeah.
Very good dialect one. Tell us a story.
But it is
about
funny. It's funny. Like most of us guys, we're relatively well adjusted, and if we see or hear somebody say something, I think most of the times our reaction is like, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, a side effect of freedom of speech or democracy is that we have to allow fucking idiots to walk around and say crazy shit, but as long as people aren't encouraging people to kill or inciting violence, I think we can really completely disagree with someone but peacefully coexist.
Yeah.
So Charlie Hebdo, in a way, considering that what's going on in Ukraine, the kind of it's just a bit embarrassing, isn't it, really, for them? It's just but anyway, there you go.
David, can you tell a story about a wheelman? I saw it a few days ago in your interview, and I want for our audience you told this story. Yeah?
The wheelman,
the guy in a chair.
Oh Jesus! Oh,
yeah.
I did a joke about that. Oh, when I was street performing, was it?
Maybe.
Was
you have a performance, and in the audience was a man in a chair.
Oh yes,
and you ignore him.
Oh yes, I was making fun of everybody.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, this is
a really cool story.
Well, it's yeah. I don't know nowadays. You see, like it's funny because when I was doing comedy, there was lots of things you could say, lots of words you could use. Mm-hmm. Like you could say the word retarded, and that was no problem. Now you can't really say, like if you say, oh, that's retarded, people will look at you. It's such a great word, unfortunately. Anyway, I was actually doing a street show. This is many, many years ago. And in my street show, you know, I make fun of people walking by. So if a guy is walking, say if a girl is walking by and there happens to be a guy walking behind her, you know, I'd say something like, "Madame, I don't want to scare you, but there's a really horny man following you," you know, and everybody laugh. And because people love the inappropriate kind of anger directed at innocent people. They it's very exciting because most of our day we have to go, "Hello, yes, fuck you," you know. So what we provide is a safe, is a sort of a, you know, like just to what am I trying to say? We allow all the steam or the bullshit out. Anyway, so I'm doing this show, guy in a wheelchair. And he says to me, actually, I don't think this actually happened. I think I made this story up. So the guy in the wheelchair looks at me and he says, "Hey, why aren't you making fun of me? You're making fun of everybody else, you know?" I think this is the story. And yeah, oh, is it because I'm in a wheelchair? Is it? Is that why you're not making fun of me? And the audience are going, "Woo," you know. And I felt kind of stupid and humiliated. And I looked at him and I said, and I was actually jealous because he got a big round of applause. You know, and I said, "Yeah, you're pretty funny, but you could never be a stand-up comedian." You know, and that's the joke because he's in a wheelchair. I got even saying it now makes me sick. Because, but I remember I had a really I used to do a joke about when I first got together with my ex-wife. We had a kid, right, Daniel, and you know, when you and we used to have sex all the time, but then when you have a kid, you have to start scheduling. You know, because you have to put the kid to sleep, and you know, and it's all hassle and so on. And then so I had a joke, you know, because I really wanted to have sex with Hannah, but the baby was still awake. So I'm lying with Hannah and the baby. And I'm trying to put the baby to sleep with my right hand, right? And then with my left hand, I'm trying to keep my wife awake, you know, and interested, you know. And then sometimes I get confused. No, it's such a bad joke. It's such a dangerous, horrible, dark joke. And then people are like, "Ugh!" And then I say, "Oh, come on, you try putting a horny baby to sleep." It's ridiculous. And I don't even know if I've given it justice here, and I don't even know if you could even broadcast that. But back, it seemed 15 years ago, you could say all kinds of dark, crazy fucking shit. And the worst that will happen was people would just go, "That's mad." But you see, that's the thing. I heard from I can't remember his name, as a performer or as an artist, you're duty bound to share whatever crazy fucking shit comes into your head. Yep. And people love honesty. And sometimes we say shit that we don't mean. I say things to see what they sound like coming out of my mouth. Now, I've never looked at a child and had a sexual thought in my life. I'm not a pedophile. Most people aren't. 99.9%. And we know it's a fucking joke. And so it's sad that a small group of people seem to. Maybe they're jealous of normal people having a good time. That could be quite a possibility. Because I know, I mean, I've been backstage in comedy clubs and I've seen comedians who I don't really like, and they're getting big laughs, and I'm going, "Fucking asshole, fuck him, fuck him." Look at those people thinking he's shit. So you know, those people who say they're progressive or who are woke, they're full of every fucking human defect like the rest of us. Okay? So, but I'm just giving you, I don't know why I'm just talking, guys, sorry.
Come on, are you, maybe you want something to talk?
I have a question, yeah.
One more time.
You have experience in comedy near 30 years, yes. And can you describe how changing your flow of creating jokes or material during this time?
Can I just tell you, right, like, I'm not a hard worker in terms of comedy. Like, I kind of got into comedy because I didn't like work. And actually, I just remember now, what's that? I just remember now that, like, I just did a gig in Venice,
Vinny's, mhm.
and it wasn't going well. And you know the way when you're not connecting with the audience, and you can feel that like shit, and the audience going like that, and then what I don't know about you guys, but what I do is I do really old material. I go back to old material that fucking works, but then you feel dirty because you're doing a bit that you've done a million times. So yeah, I write. The best way for me to come up with new material, actually, I've found, is to do show after show after show after show after show after show after show. So after about 14, 15, 20 shows, like over a week or 2 weeks, I'm in that kind of match fit feeling. It's like you build up this momentum, and it's like all the ideas are just there, and you can weave them all together. So that's how I write. I maybe I would imagine Alex. I don't know, do you write out your stuff and you have a structure to it? I don't really do it that way. And God forgive me, some of the jokes I will do occasionally are probably older than you guys. My jokes have beards. My jokes are, grown up and they've got jobs and children. My jokes are so old they have jokes. Whatever.
But it works, yeah. The old jokes, it's
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like
It's like a cheating.
It's cheating or something. You just feel this. You feel like a shithead.
Do you attend to yourself to British comedy or?
Say that again.
Do you attend yourself to British comedy or?
Do you mean do I perform in England?
Yes. No. You separate British comedy, Irish comedy.
Oh, British comedy. Yeah. Well, I mean, you see, Great Britain would be Scotland, Wales, England, and then Ireland is its own independent country. But yeah, like Irish comedy, British comedy. Well, I do love British comedy, I have to say. I love the satire.
It's the same.
Well, yeah. Is it the same? Yeah. Do you know what I think? I think British or English comedy, it's more surreal. There's a lot of surreal English comics, like Harry Hill. Have you ever heard of Harry Hill? Well, there were just there's a guy called. There's a lot of kind of with the American. Hey, have you ever noticed observation? Blah blah blah, boom boom. Whereas a lot of English comedians, they play characters and they're really odd, like the Mighty Boosh. Do you know the Mighty Boosh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah, they're quite similar, I would say. But how is the Ukrainian stand-up comedy scene coming along? You have some big comedy performers here.
Big comedy performance. It's like when you have a big audience, yeah.
Well, I mean, famous comedians. Well, Zelensky well, he wasn't even an actor.
Yeah.
He was an actor, right?
Yeah. His was more not like a stand-up comedian. He's like a comedian, but not like.
He was doing a comedy show.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference between that. So he has a script. He didn't write. Did he write the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, he wrote it.
He wrote a lot of. I think he like a lead of writers.
And his wife is an author as well, I think.
Well, how is there such a thing? Could you describe Ukrainian comedy, or no? It's just individuals. It depends, or
yeah, I think individuals more.
A lot of things I have in my head, but less words in my mouth. Oh, such like a poet, yeah. Stand-up comedy in Ukraine starts 10 years ago. It's only 10 years. That's really young, yeah. But now we have comedians who can get 1,012 visitors. Yeah.
Oh, they can get a big crowd.
Yeah, big crowd. It's like
you know him, Vasya Baidak. You play with him in Mісце.
Yeah.
It's maybe one of the famous our comedian. right now.
We played with him in Venetia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but he did like some cheat code to take this big crowd.
How did he do that?
He prepare his concert.
Yeah.
He gave the price that includes just the net worth of all the of the rent, like all the.
I don't understand.
So he.
Sorry.
Саньок, об'ясні, що він, значить, це зібрав, коротше, жовтневий таким макаром, що він поділив всі гроші, що він тратить на оренду і все таке, і просто добив дуже дешеві квитки.
He gave the price, which is not high. It's like 50, maybe $1 for a ticket.
I see. Sorry.
He just
so
included all the rent.
Okay.
But he didn't make any money from it.
Yeah. But he had really big crowd. It was
so
like
you think that was
cheat code,
you think that was the cheating?
Something
Well,
like
come on, man. I mean, the guy is.
cheating.
Well, listen. You know, you have to start somewhere. So I would say, whatever. What's his name again? Duck.
Вася Байдак. I'm talking about cheating, but in a good.
Thank you.
It's good
Security,
cheating, not bad cheating.
Yeah. Well, are you a bit jealous? Anyway, listen. Don't worry about it. I'm jealous. There was a lot of comedians starting off, and they got more famous, more successful than me. I was really jealous.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get a little bit of success yourself, and that starts to fade. But yeah, I'm riddled with every human defect. But fair fucks to him. I saw him in Venetia. He was very funny. Very, very funny guy.
Yeah, also we have a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
We underground stand-up make from 2015.
Yeah.
And now we have this place, like underground stand-up club.
Well, can I also say, there are this like you are very stylish, because like this is like the dream of the perfect dream of a club. It's got the right shape. It's got a very traditional kind of look. It's like perfect.
Oh, thank you very
much. Yeah, no, it's amazing. I wish there was a club like this in Dublin. We just have little shitty. I mean, I've played in some rooms. They're so awful, like L-shaped rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the stage looks like, you know, where ISIS make hostage videos. You know, it just looks awful. It's really bad. I mean, this is really civilized and cool and jazzy and late night and boo boo. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I love
was
it.
It's a Irish pub. Was a few years ago, and they have a lot of story. Yeah, maybe 20.
This is a place with a history.
30 years.
Okay.
Like this.
And why did they move?
I don't know, because we
right.
move in.
Right.
Also, we have in here like a stand-up boulevard. It's 3 stand-up clubs on one street.
Oh.
One more comedy room. It's down street, yeah. And one more down street. It's Bochka.
And do you run this club?
Uh,
Do you run this club?
No. This one?
No,
yes.
no. It's our and they another
ones.
clubs.
What do you mean it's our? Whose club is this?
No, we not like my, but of this place, this part of club, like us.
Oh, like you. I mean, who owns the club?
No,
Owners. It's not us.
Yeah,
Okay,
owners.
it's not us. Okay.
And the owners, they changing all the time.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
But they like you.
Yeah. Because we're doing the show every day.
So when
also
people
sure.
when people find out that you're a stand-up comedian, do they say in Ukraine in Ukraine? Do they say, "Oh, tell us a joke"? Do they always?
course,
Do they
all the
always
time.
say that?
Yeah, always. They say that all the time, and they like. There are some people who ask for the video to show some video, and they never watch it, and they never reply if they saw it. Also, there are some people who watch the video and tell you what is wrong and what is right, and actually you don't give a fuck about their opinion, but they still give you that opinion.
Yeah. And so do you? Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of various types of.
And do you have a joke prepared for that eventuality. When
Yeah, I
it's-
have a joke, a special joke. If somebody asks, "Can you tell a joke?" and I have that joke.
Okay, so let's hear it.
Okay, you mean English joke? Let me think.
You say it in Ukraine. Oh yeah, huh?
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
it probably doesn't work
actually,
if you translate it from Ukrainian to English.
Actually, there's an English. It doesn't work. But there's also some English joke I have
Okay.
in such case. I know a joke Chinese people laugh a lot.
So when I say to you, do you that's
Yeah,
it?
because
that's it.
if they were Chinese people, they were asking for jokes when I
What?
was in China.
Oh,
Yeah, they were like,
So
oh,
Chinese
you do the
peop-
jokes. Can you tell
Yeah,
the joke?
okay.
I have the joke. If just in case. Yeah.
okay. So in China, people know you're stand-up comedian. They say, "Hey,
Yeah.
tell us a joke."
So here, yeah, and
And
here's
it's in
the
English?
and here's the joke. Yeah, it's and it works.
The Chinese people like.
It works in Russian, Ukrainian, English, and Chinese.
Okay, but let's see if
for
let's say like I'm
yeah.
Irish.
So it's like-
it's not going to work.
Yeah.
I wonder will I?
I'm scared. I'm already
Okay.
scared. So my wife thinks I'm racist because I was very angry when she gave birth to a black baby.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Oh fuck! I failed it.
No. I've got it. Yeah.
Was
yeah.
it funny?
Well,
Please
I
tell
mean,
me it was
no.
funny.
It's like well, obviously the wife obviously had sex with a black guy. Is that the joke?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
You know, hey, listen, do we have enough time, or are we going to finish?
Come on.
We have maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll just quickly tell. I'm touring around Ukraine doing comedy shows with a guy called Johnny O'Reilly. He used to live in Moscow maybe 10 years ago. And I was over there for an Irish festival. And I was performing in Moscow to all these people, these Muscovites. I don't know what it is. So there's about 1,000 people in the audience. And I was on stage. And they had these earpieces. They were wearing these earpieces because they didn't speak English. And so there was a translator on stage. Translator. So, how you doing? Hello. I don't speak Russian. My name is David. That's what Russian sounds like to me. My name is David. David. Hello. The audience are just looking at me, and I tried a few jokes, but they all look like emotional fucking poker players. They look like scientists looking at a petri dish. They look like that, staring at me. So and I'm you travel all the way to Moscow and you're just standing here, and then the translator is sitting there. His name is Ivan, and I was saying it's very difficult to make a connection with you when I have to speak through this band. And so he translated that, and then I saw one person in the audience go like this, and then I thought, okay, I've got a connection. And then I said, okay, fuck this. I'm going to speak as if I am the translator. So then they looked at him. My name is Ivan, I'm the translator. So he started speaking. I'm the translator. And he was locked into this relationship. He had to translate everything I said. And then I said, I'm very lonely. And so everybody's looking at him and he goes, I'm lonely. When I go home, I shave mice. I have mice and I shave them and I put them up my ass. And he had to say that. And literally, the Moscow audience, they didn't laugh like, ha ha ha. This is how they laughed. They actually did. They went, whoa. It was like they'd never laughed before. They were so shocked by the. It was fucking amazing. And then I looked over at Ivan, and he was fucking furious. He was so angry, and we were supposed to go to St. Petersburg the next day. He didn't come. Fucking hell. So that's a good story about Russians being miserable.
David, and I also have. one more question about the audience, but I'm not talking about the audience which does not understand you, but about the audience that understands you. If you say something and it doesn't work, do you think it's always the problem of the comedian, or it's also about the audience sometimes?
Oh, I think, look, you can never really, get. I mean, when you get, as you know, when you've done a lot of comedy, if a joke doesn't work, it's better to acknowledge it. Just say, listen, that joke didn't work. That's a load of shit, and maybe deconstruct it a little bit, and that has the effect of putting the audience at ease, and they're thinking, well, at least he knows that joke wasn't funny. Because if you say do something and it isn't funny, and then you try to continue, the audience are just thinking, oh, they're thinking about the joke, the bad joke, and they're not listening to what you're saying. So, should you blame? No, you'd never blame the audience. Although it is funny to blame the audience as well. Like Stuart Lee is a very funny comedian. He gets very angry with the audience, which is so. There's no rules in comedy, I guess.
And what do you usually do if you tell a joke that doesn't work and it's gonna break the whole show?
Well, I think no. I tell jokes that don't work all the time, and I think that you can make that funny as well. You can look at them. Like sometimes if I do a joke that's worked, I mean, I'll look at an audience member like, what do you want? I mean, this is it, and I'll just start. So, I mean, but the thing is, when you do comedy a lot, it becomes rarer that jokes don't work. You just become more, you just become better,
And if you have some paid show, not the open mic or something, not the testing of the material, can you use the unchecked jokes there, the joke that you have never tested before? Yeah,
like you say you have a really solid bit for 2 minutes, and then you have it, so you can sort of go off a little bit, and if it's and if it's funny, you can keep on going, but. Yeah, it's fairly risky though. There wouldn't be many comedians that would be able to, just be really funny spontaneously. Mm-hmm. And especially when people have paid money to come and see you, you don't want to. You want to be prepared. You want to be prepared. Actually, I have to say this. You want to be prepared. I saw that. Do you like snooker? So there's this. One of the best snooker players in the world is a guy called Ronnie O'Sullivan, and he did a 1-4-7 break, and at the end a 1-4. So he knocked all the balls off the table. It's an incredibly difficult thing to do. He did it. Interviewer comes up to him afterwards. That was amazing, Ronnie. Oh my God! And then Ronnie's like, it was pretty good. Like he was very cool and very it looked like he didn't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. But obviously he does give a fuck. But he doesn't give, so with stand-up comedy, if you have a big show, you have to be really well prepared. You have to have a little bit of talent. But also you have to not care too much. You have to care, but not too much, because that will assassinate your potential to do well. I'm just being we're all very distracted by people walking up and down.
Don't worry about it.
I know, but it is annoying, isn't it? Who are these people? We're trying to talk here, But anyway, what I'm saying is, when you're on stage, you can't be too worried about whether people like you or not. You have to know that your material is good. It has worked. It's usually better to try and test your material before, especially if you're going to do it in front of a big audience. But you also kind of have to not give a fuck a little bit, because I think audiences like to see that you're. If you're nervous, it makes them nervous. So they're very much directed by the emotion that you're projecting. So if you're all like, "Hey everyone,"
And how do you feel after, if you have a bad show? How do you feel after that? Like, does it give you a lot of time?
It's horrible.
Take you a lot of time.
But like I was saying to Anastasia, failed horrible.
Take you a lot of time.
But like I was saying to Anastasia, failure usually when you do, if you do a bad, you go up and you think you're really good, and then you do a shit show and you come off and you feel like shit, but it wakes you up. It's like smelling salts. It just going, okay, fucking next show, I'm going to be humble. I'm going to be likable. Hello, how you doing? And I'm not going to take anything for granted. And usually if I do a bad show, then the next show will generally be good. Touch wood.
If you have a good show, in Ukraine we have an expression. It's called "pee on the corpses."
You shouldn't say this.
Oh, okay. We will cut this.
No, don't cut that. That's brilliant. Yeah, no, I want to. No, in other words, he's saying when you kill, if you do really well, you piss on the corpses.
Yeah. But usually it's talking to a headliner because
I love the way Alexei had to do this. He had to use his hands with the as if I didn't know what peeing on the corpses. Peeing. Oh, now on the corpse, gotcha. With your
usually we say it to headliner when event go very well. Yeah. The last comedian
you pissed on the corpse
like this. Yeah.
So not only did you kill, you with these dead bodies, you kill them, but you stab them repeatedly, and then you pissed on them.
That's actually what we do with Russian soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
So on the end,
well, of course, Putin is the ultimate heckler, isn't he? Because he's trying to ruin your whole country. He's trying to cancel your whole. Fuck off! That's not great.
I think he's not even the heckler. He's the drunk guy who pisses off even the hecklers.
Yeah.
He's Vladimir Heckler.
So on the end of our podcast, I would like to. Give you some joke.
I'd like to kill you.
Yeah, I think you want to hear my joke now because you're asking Alexander. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Oh,
so it's my joke that I usually talking on every show, every underground stand-up. Whereas I'm the host, I'm start from this joke. It's like a tradition. Yeah. So there. He is. So I'm just walking down the subway and there is a woman, a typical subway worker, but not in the uniform, but with the sign. Yeah, help, my son dying, cancer. And I said, thanks God it's not the twins, because no one is giving you a penny. So do you get it? Oh no, you did get it.
Wait a second. Hang on a second. Thank God it's not twins. What?
Huh? Yeah, a cancer.
Oh fuck! I don't get it at all. That's terrible. Sorry. What? I don't get that. No, but
it's okay.
But the delivery was fantastic. But I wish I. God, that's
okay.
Really
one more.
That's
joke.
really embarrassing.
One more joke.
Wait a second. Thank God you don't have twins. What? I don't get it.
It's like Gemini. Yeah, like.
In Ukrainian, twins is the same as Gemini.
Right.
The same words.
Right.
Yeah, zodiac signs.
Oh. Sorry, mate.
Don't worry.
That didn't work.
It's
I can officially say you are the worst person to tell jokes.
I know. Sorry.
Maybe one more.
Okay.
So, white tigers don't fuck humans.
Don't know.
Because mom told them, don't play with the food.
Okay.
And can I say one joke as well?
It's like another show starts. Yeah. Okay.
No, it is. Yeah. Okay.
What did Hagrid say when Harry Potter gave him a blowjob?
I don't know.
You're not just a boy, Harry. You're a wizard.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
That's like Ukrainian comedy.
No, it's not. No way. No. I know. Ukrainian comedy is brilliant here. For God's sake, people are funny. This is a fucking brilliant country. It's better than it's just brilliant. I love it. And thanks, genuinely, guys. Really fucking cool to meet you. Thanks very much for having me. Absolute pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
guys.
thank you very much.
I love you guys.
We love you too.
No, I love you. I love you more.
Pleasure to meet
want you.
We
I want
love you more.
So, guys, it was an underground podcast. There is David McSavage, straight from Ireland. Woohoo! That was Alex Kachura. Dmytro Bilous was sometimes here with us. My name is Svят Загайкевич. Don't forget like and share video and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
Cancer isn't funny. I mean, it is. Sorry.
If Putin has cancer.
Write what do you think about cancer in commentary.
Jesus Christ.
So, goodbye.